Right, time to get on with the show before this goes on any longer. And we're going to kick things off with our last Indie of the Week.
Oh my God, yeah.
For 2024.
Who is the ultimate Indie of the Week for 2024?
Well, you'll find that out in the industry awards.
But
Ah,
they won't be here till January or February or March. Or
depends when Lloyd gets time.
June.
Per man.
We'll get them done. But our final Indie of the Week for this year is the delightful Gorgon Studios. They don't look like they've updated in a while.
Don't look at the screen. You'll turn to stone.
But I did check to make sure they're still active. And so I will preface this with one of the names behind it is heavily connected with Adepticon, which takes up a lot of their time these days.
I see.
They still ship. They ship once a week. So do not expect an immediate turnaround.
Right.
They're also based in America anyway. So for people ordering from outside of there, you're not going to get an immediate turnaround anyway. But just be aware there'll be a slight delay before things get posted. However,
don't worry that it says 2017 on
that.
You'll Amiga.
Which is why I reached out to them.
Good idea.
So, because they've got some really nice stuff, really nice for a whole slew of things. And I felt like they deserve to be thrown at people. Now, I did get a message back going, there's a ton more stuff I really should get back to it. We've got a load of stuff that's never been released.
Oh, wow.
And you're going, so maybe when time permits throughout 2025, you might see some new bits and pieces coming in here. But I thought I'd start off with the Old West because I was watching Westerns last night.
Pow pow.
So I watched 310
to Yuma.
Yeah.
The original or the...
No, I've seen the original before. This is the first time I've seen the remake.
The remake's good. I enjoyed it.
I didn't like it, to be honest, but that's just me.
Do you not like it? It was great. I particularly liked the bit where everybody died.
Gerry's favourite thing.
By the way. But this is quite nice because people may be aware we like our Wildy West.
We do.
And we also like our Wildy Westy films. And the Marshal, the Texas Ranger, the Hired Hand, and the farmer's or the cattleman's daughter all come screaming straight out of a certain Coen Brothers remake.
Yes.
So if you've ever wanted to have Jeff Bridges as Rooster Cogburn,
why would you not?
You can fill your hands. You son
of a
man, very nice when he's painted.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Single piece.
They also do mounted versions.
Yeah, single piece mini from the look of it.
Yeah. A lot of them are where sculpting permits. They're single piece metals.
Do I know the weird thing? I know what board he's sitting on. It's the old workshop one.
It is an old workshop one because you can tell by the cracks in the earth underneath.
Where the skull layer comes in.
I'm sure they probably green stuffed over that.
Skull layer crust.
Earth.
But yeah. Get him mounted, which is very handy for games like Dead Man's Hand or Legends of the Old West, where you can mount and dismount. I suppose even do it Knuckle Duster's Ball as well.
Good horse sculpt as well. Sometimes horses can be a bit weird, but that one's a good sculpt.
I like him. You can just see him now riding hell for leather, pell-mell across the field, screaming at people. Farmer's daughter's there as well. She was a terrific actress.
She was. Well, is.
I haven't seen her in anything else since. But I don't know if that's just because she's probably now in her mid-20s and I just don't recognize her. But regardless, I mean, no idea what I would use her for in a game, possibly an objective rather than an actual gang member, I suppose.
Maybe do it as an escort?
Yeah, where you've got to bring your Texas Ranger and your Marshal with you. And the Texas Ranger, obviously, is the Martian.
She's been in...
Jason Bourne himself.
She was in Hawkeye as well. Yeah. That's her.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, now you say that. Yes, that is her. She was great in that. It was a Christmas TV show as well.
It was as well. So thematic. Haley Steinfeld.
Look at that. Look at Jason Bourne being all Jason Bourney.
Yeah.
Impressive sculpts.
Who am I? Where am I from?
Yeah. If you're a bit more old school, then there is the 7, which again,
classic 7 as well.
Great for Dead Man's Hand because they have them. They have the 7 and the new 7.
They do.
And a dead 7 if you fancy weirdness in your Old West. So you can have Yul Brynner and friends and not have to worry about polishing Yul Brynner's hair.
A zombie Western could be fun.
Yeah.
Are there any zombie Western movies?
Almost undoubtedly so. I believe Glenn Danzig has done some vampire ones, so probably zombie ones as well. I will say, if you get the opportunity to watch Glenn Danzig's vampire Western, don't. Really don't.
Is it as bad as Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
Worse. Much worse.
What was the one with Danny Trejo where he comes back from the dead to kill all his mates?
Machete Kills? Is that it?
No, it was a Western with him.
Oh, okay.
So he was playing an outlaw, got murdered by his gang, and came back from hell to kill them all.
Oh, wow.
It was terrible.
Danny Trejo runs a taco restaurant now, and it's really good, apparently. There you go. That's some...
the more you know.
Yeah.
Leaving the Old West, but sticking with things that I can use in Great Escape games.
I was going to say Chicago Way.
Yeah. Really nice set of cops.
Yeah, one fellow with the typewriter.
Yes, very good.
And those are really nice.
Do they come with the bases, or are those?
No, those are separate.
Oh, okay.
They are nice.
Distinct. They are nice bases, yeah.
Gangsters. Your gangsters.
Oh, man, the guy with the Tommy guns, super cool. I love him.
One guy with a BAR. Where'd you get that, son?
War surplus stock, probably.
Yeah. Falling off the back of a US Army lorry.
Yeah. They're very good.
Falling off.
He's borderline Dick Tracy with that zoot suit on him there.
Paint him in yellow and away you go.
Yeah.
That was the interesting thing. During the war, the government actually brought the mob on to actually defend the harbour.
I didn't realise that.
Yeah,
Peggy Carter.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Peggy's man.
Yes. That's nice. Also very good for anything Cthulhu-y as well.
Yeah.
Gangstery. So
1920s investigators investigating with a gun in one hand.
Mm-hmm.
And the pencil in the other hand so they can poke their own eyes out before they have to read anything. Because that's very important in life, I feel. So those are your Wild West and your
those
your
are really nice. Really nice.
Me likey.
World War II is
burgeoning,
slightly larger.
Yeah.
Some of them you'll find bits and pieces in, other ones less so.
Oh, come
British sniper teams are my particular favorite, but I'll open the SBS. The people who do all the jobs while the SAS get all the plaudits.
Is it Special Boat Service?
It is the Special Boat Service, yes.
Yeah.
Not by strength, but by guile was their motto. And then somebody decided to change that. And I don't like the fact that they changed it. Anyway.
What they change it to?
An apple a day.
By strength and guile or something crap like that. And you just
go,
you were better before.
So they were very much the morgue to the SAS's Gork. If you were to use or the other way around, whichever one's cunning, whichever one's
brutally cunning.
Yeah. Oh man, this is great. I've started watching Rogue Heroes in preparation for the second series, and I am all for these. They're so good.
Yes, look at the facial hair in there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a Kurt Russell tash there.
A proper soup strainer.
I mean, if I take this off, I would probably have that tash right now.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, you should do that then.
No, I don't want to look like an 80s corn star.
I think you should, Justin.
No, thank you.
These snipers as well. Really handy.
That's really lovely. Good little set.
Obviously great for Fight for Victory.
Mm-hmm. Some sneaking around and then set up as well, which is a nice way of doing it. So, yeah, very good. I like it.
Have a look at some Fallschirmjäger.
Fallschirmjäger!
They will Jäger
I don't know how many of these. I know Mike Owen sculpted a fair amount of these. I don't know if they're all, because the original setup for Gorgon was a group of like-minded people from within the industry sort of getting together. So
sculpting the things that they wanted to sculpt kind of stuff. Yeah.
I do like they've kept the same format for the snipers between the two factions so far.
That is good. Yeah. I really like the proportions and stuff for these guys as well. They're really nicely done.
There is, if people go on the internet and if you bing Gorgon Studios comparison, somebody's put up a set of the Vikings with Gripping Beast and Footsore and something else. which means you've got a really good idea of size comparison between those.
They fit in nicely.
They fit in between the two. So
Footsword
tend to be finer. Well, certainly the Bill Thornhill sculpts, the older footsword stuff, are very fine. And then gripping beasts tend to be chunky.
Bit bulkier, yeah.
These are a really nice halfway house, so they'll blend with either. Or,
they feel like they'd actually work quite nicely with the Blitzkrieg range.
Yes.
In terms of their size proportions.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously they do lots of nice single metals and things, and
Yeah.
a few resin bits and pieces, so they'd be a good match. But yeah, very nice.
MG34s.
I really like these. This is a company I've never ever heard of as well, so this is really cool. Yeah.
I find them because of those cops.
Right.
I'm not saying I'm starting the Chicago way. But Tony at the club really likes the Chicago way.
Right.
And I was thinking, I could probably do something. And then it was like, ooh, they do cops. And then I went, ooh, they do Peggy Carter. I was like, oh my God, what else do they do?
I'm curious about the Parsons.
They're little peoples. Not big people.
Very nice. Polish stuff as well.
Yeah.
Don't get to see enough of that.
No.
Especially since Cromlech stopped doing their historical bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Well, or as much of the historical stuff anyway. So this is also quite good considering something we're going to talk about later in the show as well, obviously in a different scale. But maybe it will be a little nudge for the rest of the wargaming industry to start exploring early war perhaps as well.
Yes.
So that'd be really nice.
I think so.
Lovely stuff. Really like that.
They're great. I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't combine them with some of Jamie Tranter's.
Oh, yeah, very true.
Jet versus Warsaw Rising. Obviously, they were more guerrilla affair, but I think there were still some soldiers who had escaped, presumably using bits and pieces of their
people keeping
outfits.
Their kit. Yeah. Hid it away in a barn somewhere, only to be taken out at the end of all things.
Or if you just want to play, like I say, the early war stuff, you want to play your bold action, do your 30 at 39.
I like that the sculpting on these is very well defined as well. So it's one of those ones where when you get into it, you're going to very easily be able to do the whole block color thing, Kev Dannemore style painting on these to really make them pop quite quickly.
Greek
using the sort of classic techniques. So
that's interesting.
Great.
So if you want to use your Fallschirmjäger on the island of Crete, for example, and do some partisan fighting, I think these would match in very well, not only with Wargames Atlantic's partisans, so you could add some metals in with your plastics, but adding these in to some of the gangsters. So you've got your suited and booted gangster types, and then here's your hired hands, skivvies off ships.
Your more Guinea boys.
Again, rocking some amazing facial hair, which is what we're all here for.
There's your partisans, your Greek ones, lovely.
Dance
Get out of my island.
Dance.
Love it. Really nice. Big pants as well.
Yes, big pants is the way to go. Obviously, there's a few more bits and pieces in the old World War II, but we're going to ignore them and go into the Norskins. Because everybody likes Norskins.
Vikinger.
Including, if you fancy doing Age of Magic, there's a whole host of Draugr. So.
Oh, very nice.
If you're planning on playing a touch of Saga Age of Magic, you can do it. Coming at you.
Fun dad.
Out of a barn. What was a really good Draugr-based fantasy thing? Was it The Huntress? I think there's a film called The Huntress, I want to say. If it's not, the correct name will be in the doobly-doo below, because I will find it. But it's all about Draugr attacking this small family in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, cool.
Because somebody robbed a barrow, I think. It's like, ooh.
Never step into the barrow.
Yeah.
Makes me want to go back and play some more Skyrim.
Yeah, they are very Skyrim-y. Especially with where they've painted them with the blue eyes as well.
Well, what other colour would Draugr have?
Red? Sneaky red?
No, that doesn't make sense. You make no sense.
Cold blue? Yeah, sure. I'll do that. Yeah.
We also have
Ragnar and Rollo.
And Lagatha.
There's a Lagatha as well. That's nice.
Yes.
Very nice. I've actually been rewatching the Vikings TV show recently.
It's good. I love it.
I've finally got up to where I dropped off last time, which was right after Paris. Whenever Rollo actually became a French nobleman.
Yeah. You've got quite a lot to go then.
Oh, yeah. Again, it was one of those things. I always sort of like burn out around that time because things start to get a bit wibbly.
Yeah. You've got Ragnarok to watch as well. No, Valhalla to watch as well. That's
okay.
One of these is a Marvel Thor thing, and the other one is not.
Yes, yeah. One of them is a terrible film. No, actually, no. Ragnarok is good. Love and Thunder is the awful one.
Yes.
I mean, it got the very first Thor was just too silly.
Good old planner of battles. Go on, Odin. I'll call you Mr. Wednesday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Shame that series got killed. Boo.
Yeah.
Again, it was really confusing.
I loved it. It was so.
I loved it, but I was confused while I loved it.
That's Neil Gaiman.
Didn't seem confusing to me. The old gods were being taken over by the new gods, and Odin was rallying the troops to fight them. It's just a simple power grab.
And then that dude from Hollyoaks got stuck in a tree.
Yes, he did. It's how the game is played.
Yeah.
There are some
ancient
stuff. So you want to do Claudius?
Claudius.
Oh, where is Maximus? Have you seen Gladiator 2 yet, Ben?
I haven't, no, because my cinema's weird. But I do want to go and see it. So it's on my list alongside Paddington, Peru edition.
To me, kind of a letdown because they were more focused on, let's make it all actiony and let's go really wibbly and make there be like sea battles in the arena.
They did used to do that.
There were sea battles in the
really?
arena.
Yeah, they flooded the arena, so they could have sea battles, yeah.
Okay, learn something new every day.
Fashion?
That seems, yeah.
They used to have big, I mean, there wouldn't have been triremes, but triremes in the arena and stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
scaled
crazy.
versions that they could donut around the place in.
That's mad.
What have the Romans ever done for us? Crazy weird shit.
Yes. And then obviously if you want Spartans.
Those are nice Spartans.
Aren't they though?
Oh.
What is your profession?
Just shouting "Hua" doesn't help. What is your profession?
Imagine being a census taker in Sparta. What is your profession?
Just
I have to write it down. I don't know how to spell it.
This is a really nice touch, which you don't often see. Certainly the Spartan pipe. I don't know if all the Greek pipes were like that. Can you see this line here under their nose?
Right.
Essentially, the pipes were strapped and tied around their head. They couldn't lift them up and down. So to give a better seal for when they were playing them.
Oh, wow.
But I really like the commanders there. Look at the lovely hair on them.
He is L'Oreal perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. He is worth it.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
If you're about to die, you need to look your best.
Yeah. Come back on your shield, but looking fabulous. Yeah. So.
The Persians apparently were quite confused at Thermopylae when the night before they finally killed up the Spartans. The Spartans spent the evening braiding their hair and cleaning and combing and all the rest, because they didn't understand that was part of the sort of funeral rites.
Wow.
They're looking at them going, because these guys are just sitting there combing each other's hair and looking pretty. The whole idea is to make yourself more beautiful, more perfect,
presentable when you cross the river Styx. Yeah.
Because you are essentially a sacrifice yourself. Yes. So
could Spartans be any cooler?
What the Persians should have realized was they were in for a monumental ass kicking from that. So yes.
I mean, how confident do you have to be about the fight whenever you're just saying, you know what, I'm gonna die anyway, I'm gonna look good doing it.
Yeah.
You know, that's when you need to be scared.
Very true.
That was full on Suicide Squad at that point.
Oh man, I love that. There's something so cool about Greeks and massive phalanx of troops with big shields and those really kick-ass helmets. Oh my god.
Everybody likes a nice Corinth helm.
Yeah.
These helms are fairly early. Or no. This style went out of favor. The full face Karn's helm, the one he's got perched up on top of his head like that. So it's a more, well, that would have been appropriate for Thermopylae.
Right. Yeah.
And then later Spartans sort of removed that. Although you'd still see him dinkling around in other places because hand-me-downs type of thing. But essentially the Spartans ended up with something that was not dissimilar to... Are there any about in there? No. There's like a little felt hat. Essentially, they end up doing a bronze version of the little felt hat. It was just like a little... Like, think of a Norman helm with the nose cover off. Sort of just
like a little pot helm type thing.
Yeah. But anyway,
they all have really nice beards.
They do.
Although, interestingly, there was an experiment done to figure out why they all had beards. If you have a beard, you actually have less chance of breaking bone if you're hit.
Right. Oh. Well, the reason they have beards is they were told to.
Oh,
it was part of like Kyrgyzstan commands.
But it makes me justified in the fact that I've got a beard. So
you are at lower chance of taking injury if you are punched in the face. Don't punch Ben in the face, folks. It's not nice.
But yeah, that is
I've pulled off. I'll pull this back on.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Only one little image for the Etruscans. You two can see some Etruscans donutting around the place. But yeah, so that is Gorgon.
What a nice little selection of stuff.
Yeah, lovely.
That's really cool. Yeah.
They are absolutely cracking. And like I say, worth checking out. You may just have a slight delay on when they arrive with you because they don't do their posting.
Well, who knows? Now that we've featured them, maybe they'll get around to getting some more new stuff out.
Well, I think it comes down to what time they have. With that. And as he said, Adepticon takes up a lot of his time. And I imagine Adepticon probably takes preference.
More than likely.
It's not exactly a small show.
No. Funnily enough, one of the team here has never made it to, I know we've had our American friends over at it the odd time, but we ourselves have never made it there.
I'd love to do Adepticon. That'd be really nice.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Of course, I'd have to get my passport back up to date.
Shocking. Right. Enough of the indie. Time to take a look at some news.